Welcome to Redify, your go-to channel for the funniest and most unbelievable stories. Today, we have a mix of jaw-dropping tales that will keep you hooked. Let's dive in. Our first story comes from our Amethyst Hole, where Op deals with an unexpected confrontation involving a family member and their beloved pet. I'm in a wheelchair. My 17M leg got amputated 3 months ago. I have not been feeling the best, and I felt worse when I got uninvited from my brother's wedding because my brother and his new wife basically told me that I would be a distraction and take the attention off of them. They didn't say distraction, but they definitely implied it. My parents were upset about this as well and were even planning on staying with me, but I told them it was okay to go. I did cry while they were at the wedding because I felt excluded, and while that was happening, I felt that I didn't really want to be bothered with my brother and his wife anymore. When my parents came home, they were telling me that people were asking about me and asking where I was, so I guess I was going to be a distraction regardless. My brother tried calling me some hours after the wedding, but I didn't pick up. After that, he and his wife came by a couple of times, but I kept telling them that I didn't want to speak to either of them, and I asked them to leave me alone. I've been trying to ignore them, and they've been making it very difficult for me to do that, so I had to block them. I know my parents are upset by this, but they said that they don't agree with what my brother did and even told him and his wife not to come over for some time. My grandma and uncle have both called me on my brother's behalf, telling me that he's hurt, I'm not speaking to him, and he wants to make things right. He's planning on leaving on his honeymoon soon and invited me to go out and take me wherever I want so he could apologize because he didn't intend to hurt me. It was basically the same thing he said to me in person, but he's just now getting other people to say it too because he sent the same things to our parents as well. The thing is, he did hurt me though, and I don't want to go anywhere with him. I don't even like going out now that I'm in a wheelchair because I feel like people stare at me and it's embarrassing. And I'm just hoping it gets better when I get my prosthetic. My family knows I don't like going out as it is, but I was willing to do that for my brother because I really wanted to go to my brother's wedding, and to be excluded like that hurt. I was told to go because my brother feels really guilty, and they told me that everyone's still adjusting and he did not mean any harm because he would never intentionally hurt me. But I don't know why they keep saying that because whether he meant it like that or not, that's how I took it. My parents are upset at my grandma and uncle for telling me that, but told me that I should still consider the offer. If I refuse to go, would I be wrong? I'm not sure how many people think what I'm doing is wrong because nobody else has been saying anything about it. Only my uncle and grandma have been vocal about it. And I don't want people talking about me behind my back because they were originally upset when I got uninvited. Can you believe this? It's amazing how some people can be so inconsiderate. What would you have done in OP's situation? Next up, we have a heartwarming story from our iRelationship_advice, where a father tries to navigate a difficult situation between his wife and daughter. I'm a 34-year-old guy, and I have a 16-year-old stepdaughter. My wife is 31. In high school, my wife was a popular girl stereotype. Pink, blonde, chunky highlights in her brown hair. This was the mid-late 2000s. She was on the cheerleading team, had lots of friends and boyfriends, was well known and liked. She was basically the living embodiment of the picture-perfect girl from those cheesy 2000s high school movies. And then she got pregnant. When she was 15, she had her daughter. She doesn't know who the father is, and any potential fathers for the girl up and left way back when. Her daughter is recently 16. I never wanted kids, I found them annoying. But I fell in love with my wife and got married when she was 20 and I was 23 after dating for 2 years. We hit it off and I married her and decided to suck it up around the kid. I never planned to absolutely love being a dad to her specifically. Kids still annoy me, but my daughter's stepdaughter technically was different. She was quiet, nerdy even at a young age. I married her mother when she was 5, and we clicked right away. We went on daddy-daughter dates every weekend. I played dolls with her, let her paint my nails and do makeup on me. I drove her to and from school in my cop car. We even did daddy-daughter duo costumes for Halloween. Over the past 2 years, she's developed a darker dress style. I don't know what the proper subculture of her outfits are, but according to her, she's dressing like a horror game protagonist and a Monster High character. Purple is her main color she incorporates into this specific aesthetic blend, as she calls it. I don't get it, but maybe that's because I'm a man in my 30s. I don't know. She likes ghosts, tarot cards, vampires, zombies, aliens, creepy Victorian dolls. I don't get it, but also I don't care because if it makes her happy, so what? She's also an introvert and prefers to play games on her computer or read fantasy occult novels rather than hang out with other teens her age. She has friends, so I'm not too worried about her being completely withdrawn. I'm just glad I don't have to drive her around since she only has a learner's permit currently. My wife hates this. My wife always wanted a girly girl, pinks and pastels and flowers and all that. She wants our daughter to get a boyfriend, be more social, be a cheerleader like she was, which in itself is valid. I get it. I'm sure most every parent has preferences for what they want their kid to turn out like, and some disappointment when they stray from that fantasy is valid. My wife constantly takes and hides my daughter's darker room decor. She constantly gets pastel dresses for our daughter, tells her to wipe off her dark eye makeup, tries to set her up on dates with jock types from my daughter's school, and convince her to sign up for both school and summer activities like cheerleading or volleyball. I could have put up with all of that. I really could have. But a few weeks ago, I woke up to my wife finally hitting her breaking point. I woke up in the middle of the night to my wife screaming and having what I can confidently describe as a borderline meltdown. She was crying and saying all she ever wanted was a normal daughter who likes pink and is a cheerleader and has a boyfriend and will give her grandkids. I had to drag her out the hallway after 30 minutes of this. I kept thinking it would stop, but it kept going on and on. My daughter was just staring at this whole thing in the doorway of her room. What caused this meltdown from my wife? My daughter dyed purple over the blonde streaks, highlights my wife had forced her to get in her hair, which wasn't even breaking a house rule, as my wife and I have both told her she can do whatever she wants with her hair as long as she doesn't stain too many towels. It's been weeks and my daughter won't talk to her mom. My wife is still up with her antics, but now it's in overdrive. Every day she brings home some type of trendy clothing in pink or pastels and tries to give it to my daughter. My daughter is getting fed up and stays in her room all day and has confessed to me she can't wait for school to start back up in a few weeks so she can get out of the house and be with her friends again. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't want to side with anyone in this situation. I understand my wife wants a daughter who she can relate to, and my daughter wants a mom who understands her. I don't know what I can or should do. I need help. I need advice. It's so touching to see how a little bit of kindness can go a long way. We need more stories like this in the world. Our third story comes from our Amethy's Hole, where Op faces a tough situation involving family secrets and a complicated divorce. My sister, Lisa, 36F, just divorced her husband, Tom, 38M. It wasn't a really messy affair, although there was some mudslinging on both sides. She's been running around telling everybody he had an affair, but the truth of the matter is that she's been having affairs for years. He finally found out and decided to end things. Only a few family members know this, and we've all kept quiet to protect her. Lisa and Tom have 2 children, Jake, 15M, and Emma, 12F. They have not been handling the divorce well and have acted out quite a bit. Lisa has been portraying herself as the victim, and because of this, the children resent Tom. They don't even want to see him, and when they do, they are openly hostile during the very limited time they have together. Last weekend, I had Jake and Emma over when they first began to vent about their dad. I tried to be objective with them, but they just kept hammering. Jake said, Mom told us Dad cheated on her, and that is why they split up. I hate him for breaking up our family. Exasperated, I blurted, Your dad isn't the cheater. It is your mom who has been deceiving you. Well, they were obviously in shock and wanted more, and I told them everything. When Lisa found out, she was furious. She said I had betrayed her and put her children in an even worse position than they were in before. My mom said I did the right thing. My dad thinks I should have kept quiet. Tom is glad it's all out in the open, though he, too, thinks it should have been Lisa who had to tell the truth. Now, Jake and Emma are both bewildered and upset at both of us. They're not talking to Lisa, and that's been very painful for her. She says I've destroyed her relationship with her kids, that I'll never know what it's like to want to protect your kids from a painful truth. So, Ida for telling my sister's kids the real reason that she got divorced. Family dynamics can be so complicated. It's important to stand up for yourself, but also to find a balance that works for everyone involved. In this case, honesty seems to have caused a lot of pain, but maybe it's a step towards healing. Thanks for watching Redify. If you enjoyed these stories, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment below with your thoughts. We upload new Reddit stories almost every day, so don't miss out.